Hello, I'm Sophia Parola with the Garden State Film Festival, and here with me is writer-director Justin Messina, who has made the short film Tristan. Justin, how you doing?
Good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks so much for taking some time out to talk to us. So I'd love to have you introduce yourself and then tell everybody watching a little bit about the film.
Yeah, sure. I'm Justin Messina. I am a New Jersey native, and the film we are showing at the festival is called Tristan. It is a short action film. It's actually part of a series of short films that I'm working on called the Valkyrie Foundation.
Wow.
And the series follows this organization called the Valkyrie Foundation, who by day they are dedicated to helping survivors of human trafficking get access to resources like housing and counseling. But by night, there are these vigilantes who go in and beat up the bad guys and rescue the victims. Each one of the films in the series focuses on a different character from the organization. This one, of course, is Tristan. He's the social worker of the group, so he's the one who's actually counseling the survivors and working, to help them work through their traumas and things like that. But he's also this kind of, badass action star. And he has, even though he really has good intentions and really wants to help everyone, he also has a little bit of a hero complex, which throws in some complications in the story.
Wow, amazing. I mean, I had no idea this was part of a series. That is such a unique and cool idea. How did you come up with the Valkyrie Foundation? How did this all come together?
Originally, a few years ago, I worked on the first film in the series, which we actually released. It's on YouTube for free if you want to check it out. It's called Gemma. And I just wanted to make a short action film with a female lead. It was really that simple. It was with one of my good friends, Tamara Diaz. And I had this idea, and I knew like I wanted her to be captured. And I just, to be honest, I just needed like some easy villains. And I was like, oh, human trafficking. It's easy to hate human traffickers. We know they're the bad guy. We don't need to know a lot of backstory about them, which is good for a short film. And we're okay with them getting beat up. And so that was kind of like the initial idea. And it was meant to just be a standalone film. It wasn't going to be a series or anything. And as I was working on it, I was doing a lot of research on human trafficking and just trying to get into like the psychology of, what these victims go through. And I learned so much and realized I had so many misconceptions about what human trafficking is, what it looks like. And I'm sure a lot of other people do too. And the reality is just like far, far scarier than anything you could see in a movie. And I just felt like there was more story that I wanted to tell. There was more I wanted to explore with the characters. So we released that one in 2018, and then I decided I wanted to kind of expand it and build on it, and that's where we are today.
Wow. I mean, I'm so happy that you want to tell this story because it's great to bring awareness to it. And also, who knows who's watching who might feel like, okay, I see there's ways to help or if they need to be helped. I'm really happy Tristan was accepted and I'm excited. I want to see the other character. I would love to see more of these characters, but this one specifically because it shows kind of like the help and resource aspect of human trafficking and how people can help. So that's really cool. Can you tell me about the filming process? Like, how did you find these wonderful actors? How long did it take to make?
Yeah, super low budget, very, very micro budget. And by that, I mean like under $500, very, very cheap. I always say I'm a one-man band because I wrote and directed it, but I also, I did the camera, I did the sound, I did the
Oh,
music
wow.
and color. So it was really meant to be a project for me to learn and to try my hand at all different areas of production. Um, so in a lot of ways, it was all on me, but at the same time, I did have like amazing help, amazing people who volunteered a lot of time, some kicking and screaming, some really willing. So a lot of family and friends that helped out, especially, with the first film, Gemma, it was all people I knew that I cast. It was all family and friends, and people I had. Can you hold this microphone for me? Can you help me hold this light? And then we shot so the next three films basically back to back, and I essentially ran out of friends. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to start casting some people that I have never worked with before, which is how I met Leo Giannopoulos, who plays Tristan. And he's just amazing to work with. I did a casting call online, and he submitted, and was just so, I mean, it was great because I actually wasn't sure, the character of Tristan, if he was going to be an action hero or if he was just going to be more of the support. And I cast Leo, completely based on his acting ability, but he also is a professional stunt coordinator and, choreographer and everything. And so I
Wow.
was able to really bring that to the role. So he was able to choreograph the fight scenes. He brought in stunt guys that he knew, so that he brought a lot to the role, and we were able to really build it around his strengths. I remember I told him before we met, because you just never know, like when you cast people on the internet, like what are they going to be like to work with? What's and I had emailed him like, okay, my vision for the character of Tristan is just like the nicest guy that that as someone you'd want to be your best friends with, and just like the sweetest person. And little did I know that like he showed up and he totally was that character. Like he just is like the greatest, sweetest person to work with. And then Julianne Earls, who plays Vanessa, who's the victim that he's working with, she's someone I actually went to high school with. And but I've wanted to work with her for a long time. She's done a lot of great stuff. She was in the off-Broadway play Puffs, the Harry Potter musical, and she's
Wow.
been getting into more film stuff now. And so I kind of wrote it with her in mind, and I kind of was like, "Would you want to do this? I know it's really low budget." And she again just brought so many layers to that character and was so great to work with. And then there was Ron Orell, who's our villain in the piece, Bruno. And again, another person I met on, through a casting site. And again, like he showed up the first day. I've told him, I had like a little bit of a freak out moment when he showed up, because he was so nice. He was like so smiley and kind. And he's not like this big, strong, scary guy. And I was like, oh God, how am I gonna, make it convincing that he's this guy that everyone's scared of and this like hardened criminal? And like from the first take, like I said, action, and it was just like transformation. Like he was somebody else completely. And then I yelled cut, and it was like back to like smiley, joking,
Great
funny
actor.
Ron. And it was just like that every take. So yeah, I mean, just incredible. And then the rest of it, supporting cast, just people that I love, and a lot of family and friends, and people I've worked with in the past. So yeah.
That's amazing. Wonderful cast. And I can't believe your lead, Leo, ended up having this background in stunts, and that just seems like it was so meant to be. So he
Yeah.
choreographed these fight scenes, and
Yep.
wow,
Mm-hmm.
how did the filming of the fight scenes go? A lot of action. This is action-packed film.
Yeah. I mean, shooting action scenes is really, really challenging,
Mm.
especially on the budget that we're on. And
Right, and I'm sure the editing process too. Like,
yeah, and so this is like the third film that we shot. So I felt like we got better with each iteration. And this one, you know, again, like he choreographed it. He sent me kind of like some videos ahead of time, that he'd taken on his cell phone. Here's like what I'm kind of picturing. And so I could kind of start to plan, what things were going to look like. But it was so much, figuring it out on set. And it was, I mean, it's just an all day shoot just for those fight scenes. And like I said, he brought in some great stunt guys who were incredible, and I had to hold them back sometimes because they really just wanted to go crazy. Like, oh, maybe I could have the van drag me down the street, and I'm like, no, no, no,
right.
And yeah, I mean, it was just it was just a
Yeah.
collaboration and a lot of figuring out on set.
That's amazing, and it came out
Mhm.
so great. Well,
Thank
to
you.
wrap this interview up, how did you hear about the Garden State Film Festival, and how does it feel having Tristan, one of the many different films in the series, screen here?
I'm so excited. This is my first time going to the festival and being in the festival. I will be there in person with some of the
Yay.
cast. Um, I have family actually in Asbury Park, so that was kind of how I heard about it. Like I said, I grew up in New Jersey, and um, yeah, I'm just so excited to be part of it.
It's amazing that you all are going to be there, and you have family in Asbury, so it's like you're just screening this
Yep.
at home. That's so wonderful. I love meeting my New Jersey filmmakers. The fact that people give Jersey a bad rap, but there's some amazing artists, and you can make some wonderful, wonderful pieces in here. So, congratulations on Tristan. I'm excited. I'm definitely going to look you up. How can we see more of the Valkyrie Foundation series?
You can go to my website, justinmessina.com, and I'll be posting them as they are released there.
Wow, and we have four. I'm guessing because you did the three, and then you had another one.
Yep.
Best of luck with the rest of them. Congrats again. Let me tell everyone watching how they can see Tristan. It will be playing at the Jersey Shore Art Center in the Palia Theater, Sunday, March 27th in the film block 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. So thank you again, Justin, for taking some time out to talk to us about Tristan, and congratulations.
Thank you. It's great speaking with you.